All right, y'all. We are live on this absolutely beautiful Monday afternoon. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah, even if you are not religious. Hey, it's all good in the hood, man. I still pray you and your family are super blessed as we are once again back on the grind. Trading the dang Bitcoin. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Shout out to Antonio. Alright, shout out to Savio S. JC about to scalp the 1 second as well. Well, we'll have to see what happens, man. I don't know if I'm going to be scalping the 1 second, but definitely been scalping the 5. Alright, shout out to Daniel H. He says move to Vietnam. Or if you're Southern in America, Vietnam. Shout out to Stevo Tuniatis. He says, where's the Bitcoin pump song guy? You're looking right at him, my friend. Shout out to Dave Digital. A little mix up with the time, guys. I don't know if that was my fault or YouTube's fault. Don't know. Sorry about that. Shout out to Dusto. Everyone hates time changes. Alright. Shout out to Yowzer Doinkasaurus. Yowzer Doinkasaurus. Jason, you forgot to change the clock back 1 hour. Yeah, man. Yeah, I absolutely did. Shout out to Heroin Officer Stekdos. Let's go, man. Shout out to Jewel. Shout out to Father Time. Shout out to Scott Willocks. Shout out to Chad Oliver. Blessed day to you and all the chat. Well, blessings right back at you. Shout out to Boss Chomp and The Fish. That's right, the Nam. Back in Nam. Alright, Bitcoin, guys. Getting a little pump action. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about the pump. We're going to be talking about the dump, the pump, the dump. We're going to be talking about it, guys. All right? Now, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in a very precarious situation here, guys, because I'll be honest with you. I will be honest, and I try to do my best not to lie, right? Bitcoin is looking more bullish than I would like. Okay, I'll tell you what I mean and why I say Bitcoin is looking more bullish than I would like. You know, last week, by the way, make sure to like the dang stream, guys. Make sure to like the stream. Bitcoin is looking more bullish than I would like. All right, because let's talk about what happened here last week. All right, so last week, you guys know, I shorted Bitcoin from the macro 382 at about $35,998.00. All right. And as we know, the reason why I was feeling so bearish last week, thinking, guys, we're going to get a big pullback, is because as we came up to that macro 382 level that we see right here on our charts, Market Cipher B was printing lower momentum wave and lower money flow. Alright, aka the bearish Sam Bankman-Fried upside down man boob pattern, which many of us are well aware of now. In fact, if we just post this on the chart and stretch out the Mammaramus, we can see quite clearly how it lines up literally perfectly. Okay, literally perfectly. Wow. I am in shock and awe at the accuracy of these breasts. Now, typically, when we see this pattern on the chart, it gives us at least a 20% move to the downside. Now, here's why things are not looking as bearish as I would like. Now, first of all, as you guys can see, I'm in short trades. All right, I took a short trade this morning. I'm still in the short trade from last week from 36K. I've got my money on the bears. All right, for right now. But here's what I don't like. All right, here's why I'm getting a little bit nervous. Starting to get a little, you know what I'm saying? Let's just pull the volume here and see what's happened, all right, throughout the entirety of the range. Now, first of all, it's Monday, so I'm not too concerned. Monday, typically nothing happens. Well, here's what's going on, all right? We get the move from the 382. We come back down into the range, right? And I was feeling bearish. You know, we come down into the range. We bounce from the point of control. We reject from the value area high of the range. And you guys know, okay, on Friday, you saw I was short from here. I was short from the back test. And I'm saying, man, we're going to zero, baby. We are going to 0. We got the upside down sandbag McFreed man boobies in the house, baby. We're back testing the value area high. All right, we're back inside the range. We're going to 0. All right, maybe -0. All right, Bitcoin is going to 0. But as you can see, we have held support at the point of control twice. In fact, yesterday, in the middle of a weekend, we got a big old dumperoni down to that POC and a smooth bounce back to the upside. And we're currently consolidating around the value area high. So just objectively speaking, like if we turn off market cipher B, I really don't see anything too bearish about this chart. In addition, we have never made a lower low in this entire section. So this is still kind of bullish looking, in my opinion. And until now, we make our way back down to the low of the range here, this is looking a little bit more bullish than I would want to. Now, I'm not going to close my short trade from the high. I'm not, because that upside down sandbag McFreed pattern don't lie. And let me also just say, and let us not forget, all right? Let us not be quick to forget the past, my brethren and sistren. When we print the regular bullish Sam Bankman-Fried man-boo pattern, as can be seen right here, all right? It sometimes doesn't play out immediately, right? As day traders and scalpers, we love that immediate action. You know, we love it. Man, we really need to stretch them out here to get this thing to work. But yeah, let's stretch it. Whoa. All right, okay, so back here, when we got the regular Sam Bankman-Fried bullish man-boo pattern right here, we pretty much did nothing, guys, for 40 days. All right, for 40 days. Okay, so look, we like got a bounce, and then we came back, and then we came up, and then we came down, and so we might still do the same thing now with the bearish pattern, right? We're still in the range. We get a little bit of rejection, and we come back down, maybe do a little of this, a little of that, a little of this, a little of that. What we really need to keep our eyes on now is going to be this 4-hour money flow and these 4-hour momentum waves, because as we can see, the 4-hour money flow is starting to get thicker than a White Castle milkshake that you need a spoon to eat, all right? That you dip your cheeseburgers in, you know? If that money flow keeps getting thicker, right? If it keeps getting thicker, and if we start to put in higher highs and the momentum waves and the money flow are getting thicker, then look, it's just a legit bull flag. That's it, right? But if this continues to get lower and we range here, then we're not out of the woods. We're not out of the woods with the bearishness. Okay, we're not out of the woods with the bearishness. Now, let's zoom in a little bit now and talk about what's happening more locally. All right, more locally, let's talk about why Bitcoin got a dump this morning, all right, and a little bit of a pump right now. We're going to go down to the 12-minute time frame, okay, and we're just going to look at what's happened here over the weekend since we put in our high, right? We put in our high. Then where did we get the bounce from? We pull the fib from the low to the high, right? We came down, we got the bounce right from the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement zone here. All right, holding support. And if we take a look at what happened from this low to this high, all right, from this low to this high, we came and we got the bounce right from the Fibonacci 786 zone. Okay, now this morning, the reason why we're getting a move to the downside is because this is very clear resistance at 35,300. All right, it's just obvious resistance. It was resistance once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And if we go ahead and we take a Fibonacci golden pocket retrace from the high we made at 36K to the low, we can see that it's lining up perfectly with none other than the Fibonacci golden pocket, the 618, okay? This is the 618 Fibonacci level right up in this zone here. And look at this. This thing has rejected us right now. Literally once, twice, 3, 4 times. And as you guys know, the 618 fib is indeed my high school crush. Her name is 618. And yeah, guys, she was my high school crush. I always asked her out on dates every single time. I got the courage to ask her out. I didn't always get the courage to ask her out, but finally I get the courage, and she would reject me, right? I asked her out again, she would reject me. Finally, I decided maybe I should start going to the gym, you know, work on myself a little bit, read a few books, become educated. I even went vegan. I went paleo, I went gluten-free, I went carb-free, I went carnivore. All right, I cut out all macronutrients, all micronutrients. Okay? I was super hip. Thought I was cool, you know, going to the gym, getting jacked. Got a new wardrobe, a Market Cypher tank top. Thought she'd go out with me, but guess what? No. She wouldn't go out with me, guys. And the reason that she would not go out with me is simply because she was into another man. All right? She was into another man. Now look at this. As we are trying to ask out 6 Juanita on a date, look at money flow, momentum waves getting lower over time. That's right. She had a crush on Sam Bankman-Fried. She wasn't into nice guys like your boy JC. No. All right. She was into the SBF. All right. She liked men who could manipulate governments and steal people's money. That's why she rejected me. And as you can see, we have not been able to reclaim the SBF 6 Juanita fiasco. All right. Now, why are we getting a little bit of a bounce right here, right now? It's because we are coming down to none other than the bottom of the range, of this very local range that we've been trading the weekend. In fact, we're back here now, right now. Actually, we're back here. We're literally there right now. Okay, wow. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Okay. We are none other than the low of this weekend range, confluence with the Fibonacci Golden Pocket. That's why we're finding a little bit of support here. All right, because as we all know, although 6 Juanita, she absolutely will reject us because we're in the friend zone. She will still be there for support. She is offering us a little bit of support here, guys. Okay, but when we look at Market Cypher B, honestly, it does look like more downside is not only possible, but probable. So the next zone that we really have here, in my opinion, to find support at is going to be this level right here, this 786 Fibonacci at around 34,895. All right, that's the only other place I see right now where we might find some support. Let's see what happens as the price comes down to this level. Are we going to get a little bit of a bounce, Roni Queso, from the 786? Are we? Let's see. Let's see. I'm actually pretty curious to see what's going to happen here. Honestly, money flow looks very bearish on the Market Cypher B. Okay? So I don't know if we're going to get a bounce here, but honestly, here's the next place that I'm looking to take profits on this juicy short, guys. The next place I'm looking to take profits on this short is 34,515. 34,515. Because really what I'm looking to do is just come back down to the bottom that we established here. Right? We established a pretty significant bottom right here ever since we put in that $36,000 top. And so, yeah, I'm just shooting for this low right here. And if we take this low, guys, right, if we take this low and we continue down, then we have to recognize the fact that we are now below the point of control of the range and we can expect even more downside, okay? So we understand the romance. We understand Sam Bankman-Fried hanging upside down, giving us a move, getting a bounce, getting rejected by a girl, okay, being lonely, getting the move back to the downside, understanding that now if we lose 34,500, the probabilities are that we are going to come much, much lower. Because again, let's take a look at the chart objectively here, right? Let's take a look at the chart objectively. This 786 zone, I'm sorry, not the 786, the 34,500 area, if we go to a higher time frame here, that's the high volume node of this whole entire range. That's the high volume node of this entire range. Okay, see that? 34,500. If we lose 34,500, it becomes more probable that we make our way back down to the bottom of the range, which is around 33,900. All right. So that's why my next take profit on the short is right here, the high volume node of the range. After that, I will be taking profits at $34,000. All right. Now, a few words of caution. Right now, as you can see, we are trading a range that we made over the weekend. So remember, the price is most of the time going to be trading sideways ranges. So we're kind of trading this range right here, right now. Right? We're trading this range right here, right now. If we lose this range, then we have to be prepared for more downside because we are trading below now the value area low of the larger range. Sorry, the value area high of the larger range. Right? We're trading below the fair value zone of this larger range. So if we're not going to hold this local range here, we're probably going to come down here. If we can't hold this, we're most likely going to come down here, guys. If we can't hold this, then perhaps our initial thesis is going to play out, which is that our short trade from $36,000, the one that we were prepared for, the one that the setup was given in advance in the Casper crew, boom, this is a potential major swing trade. All right, potential major swing trade. Okay, and I am still holding it. I am still holding it. Now I'm still long, guys. I'm still in long trades. All right, so please hear me out. I don't have all my money on the bears, but all things considered, I am definitely leaning more bearish and bullish. All right, let's see what happens here, because we are coming down to what, in my opinion, is going to be like one of the last hopes of this local range here, which is that Fibonacci 786. Let's go down to a very low time frame and see what's going on at the 786. Do we have any bullish divs on the 1 minute? We don't even have bullish divs on the 1 minute, guys. Oof, we don't even really have bullish divs on the 5 second. Yeah, this is an intense this is an intense thing here. All right, the 786. Look at that though. It is giving us a bounce, guys. Like, it's giving us a bounce. Isn't it so cool how the levels will give you a bounce? They will give you a bounce. Man. But yeah, the 5 second time frame, honestly, the money flow is getting lower. This does not look very bullish at all to me. I think we're probably going to lose this. You guys laugh at the 5 second time frame, but to be honest with you, I pretty much now am taking most of my trades using the 5 second time frame, which I know sounds crazy, guys. But one thing I do want to highlight is the fact that look at how the level is respected. Is that not cool? Right? People say technical analysis doesn't work. Even in the middle of a massive dump, right? We mark out the 786 at the bottom of a range. And look at where price bounces from, right? Even if it's just a tiny little bounce. The point is, these levels are indeed respected, man. They are indeed respected. All right, so again, if we're not going to hold this 786, which it looks like we're not, guys. It looks like we're not. It really looks like we're not. Even if we get a little bit of a bounce here, it looks like we're not going to hold it. Let's check out the order flow. How's she looking? We had a whole bunch of nothing really happened down here. Nothing. I'd say we can expect lower prices here, man. I'd say we can expect lower. Let's short the corn down to zero. Short down to 0, baby. Come on. Yeah. All right. The 15-minute looks bearish. Yeah, I'd say a lot of things look pretty bearish. I'd say a lot of things look pretty dang bearish right now. A lot of things look pretty bearish. You know what? The 5 seconds giving us a slightly bullish divergence here. Let's check out this 5 second bullish divergence. See if it gives us anything. Check this out here. Look at this, alright? The 5 second. When the 5 second does this with the money flow and the momentum, it gives us a tiny little bit of a bounce. That's why if you see this happen on a low time frame, at a key level, it can actually clue you in that we're going to bounce from that level, right? I'm talking about scalping. And I'm not talking about swing trading here. I'm talking about scalping, all right? All right, shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Shout out to Divine Hood. He says it will be probable to see a big drop. I mean, that's what we're getting now. We're getting a big drop. Oh my goodness, guys. Let's get to a normal browser here. Are we going to hit some of these lower targets? Now, here's the thing. We just took the liquidity from right here, guys. All right, we just took these lows here. If we lose that, let's pull a fib here. Let's pull a fib. And let's see, like, what we actually got to work with right now. Oh, wow. Ooh. Interesting. All right, so check this out, guys. Check this out. Right, we've got this right here. Perhaps this could be our next level of support on the way down. This 34,743. I like that. It's a golden pocket. It's a golden pocket. We're going to have to watch and wait. All right, we're going to have to watch and wait for it. Ready? Shout out to Benny Blue Eyes. He says, I know very little about trading, but watching and listening to you explanations is slowly getting me dialed in. Awesome. Awesome. I am glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that. Yeah, so right now, I would say, based on all things, I would expect lower for Bitcoin here. Now, we are at a 786 fib. I mean, we are finding some support here. We do have some low time frame bullish divergences here. All right, but I would be now. I would say we should. Well, look. As long as we hold this level here, we might expect a bounce from this area, right? This 786 is the make it or break it in my book, right? It really is the make it or break it in my book. Let's see what's happening here. We had a few dumb shorts at the bottom, but nothing too crazy. I mean, this entire move down is pretty much happening on a decrease of open interest, which pretty much means it's not a really strong move to the downside yet. We don't really have a lot of big shorts coming in. We had a few shorts take profit at this low, and we had longs get wrecked, which is why we're getting moved to the upside. We had shorts taking profit, we had longs getting wrecked, which is why we're getting a little bit of a move to the upside right now. But yeah, I still will say, as long as we hold the bottom of this green square, which is our smaller weekend range, that is overall still more bullish than bearish. As soon as we lose this, that's not good. And as soon as we lose this, all right, 34.4, then I expect 33.9. Right? Those are the lines in the sand for me. Those are the lines in the sand for me. Let's go ahead. I'm actually very interested in. Oh, I didn't see this. Oh man. Oh man. Oh no. Okay, wow, did we hit that fib? We have a golden pocket just underneath. Oh yeah, we already hit that. Okay, we already hit that. All right, I'm gonna set an alert right here. I'm gonna set an alert at 34,720. And yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. All right, shout out to everybody in the chat. We got about 900 people in here, about 300 likes. Let's see if we can't get the likes up to the watchers. Shout out to Aaron G, losing value area soon. Whether or not it will just be a deviation, time will tell. Yeah, I have to be honest. Look, the bounce that we're getting right now from the 786 is nice. We're attempting to get back into value area low. You know, I'm not going to be longing this. The only way I would have longed is if I had longed from the exact 786. That's like the way I approach trades in these smaller ranges. Shout out to Ben. He already took profit from the low. That's the way to do it, Ben. You know, if you're going to be long in this, you got to already be taking profit. What do I think about CVD getting lower as prices getting higher on the 4-hour time frame? I do think that's one of the reasons why this chart is not as bearish as I want it to be, right? If we take a look at what's happening here throughout the entirety of this little range that we got, right? We clearly do see bullish CVD forming, right? We can even go back farther and see that from this low to our present day, as we're unable to make lower lows, we are in fact building that bullish CVD, right? So yeah, that's one of the reasons why this is not as bearish as I would like it to look. You know, in general, last week I was expecting the move down to 33.9, right? This is where I'm going to be taking profit next on my short from 36K, right? But we'll have to kind of wait and see. All right, let's. Yeah, I mean, look, in an ideal world as well. In an ideal world, this thing will break to the upside, and then I'm gonna be hitting take profits all the way up, in this juicy long trade, shooting for $40,000. Because here's something else that we need to keep in mind here. So long as we are trading above, let's go to the weekly time frame again, right? Let's go to the weekly. This is a very bullish chart on the weekly, right? We're on low time frames talking about bearish pullbacks. Look, if we hold above this green box that must hold, which is basically just the retest, right? That's the thing. This is the retest. So look at this. We have had a very clean break. We have had a very, very clean break above the value area low, making a higher high. And now that we're back inside this old fair value zone of the bull market, our next bullish target is really going to be $47,000, right? That high volume node of the range. Okay, now how we get there when we're day trading, who knows? We could do something like this. You know, I mean, and get a pullback of about, you know, from the 382 to a potential low, a pullback of like 20%, letting that 4-hour bearish divergence play out, but then we're still in a bullish chart, right? We're still making higher highs and higher lows on the weekly time frame. Now, there is a scenario that could play out where we actually don't get a pullback, right? We see that happen. Bitcoin does that. When Bitcoin gets going, she gets going, right? In these super bullish environments, when Bitcoin gets going, she gets going. And so look, maybe we're not going to get that pullback that a lot of us are waiting for. Maybe we're just going to trade in this little range here and then just keep going up, right? It's very, very possible. And so that is one of the scenarios. That is why, you know, I'm kind of still holding this trade from the low of the range here, because if we don't get that pullback that we're waiting for, and we don't lose this trend line, we could very easily continue to get a squeeze to the upside, especially given the fact that, again, throughout the entirety of this range, specifically from the low that we made on October 27th, right, we have seen a large amount of shorts open up. In fact, open interest has gone from 460,000 to almost 600,000 throughout the entirety of the range. That's 200,000. I'm sorry, 200 million. 200 million went from 460 million to almost 600 million. That's 200 million new traders opening up trades. The majority of those trades have been shorts. All right. So we are building fuel for the fire here for a potential short squeeze. And yeah, I'm ready to capitalize on that short squeeze, baby. Please. Because, look, my goal, like I said, is to make a full Bitcoin on the trade. I don't know if I'm going to do it, right? It's basically for me, either a stop out at the low of the range for a 0.79 Bitcoin profit, or we go to 40K and I can make a whole Bitcoin. Those are my two choices. So either way, I'm more than happy with those two choices here. Alrighty. We're going to be taking a look at some other assets as well, guys. we're going to be taking a look at some other assets as well. Let's quickly look at Bitcoin again on the lower time frames before we move on. See what she wants to do. So the 12-minute, in my opinion, guys, says that she wants to come lower. All right, because of the fact that the money flow is coming out and we don't have a bullish divergence here. The 24-minute time frame also, in my mind, says that she wants to go lower because we don't have a bullish divergence here. The 6-minute time frame also, in my opinion, says that she wants to come lower. Money flow momentum coming out. When we go to the 2-minute time frame, we are indeed printing some local bullish divergences here. Some money flow getting higher. So there is the potential here for another one of these bounces that we've been getting all day. Could it give us a massive bounce? Of course, anything's possible. But all things considered, I would say that the probabilities are that we are going to come lower. Now, I do want to just show you guys this 5-second divergence that we got down here. Right? This 5-second divergence that we got down here at the 786. It's pretty crazy because as soon as the money flow starts to come up on the 5-second when we come to a key level, and as soon as you get the money flow and the momentum waves diverging, that's where you get the bounce. And this is how I've been scalping the 5-second. I wait for a key level, and then I wait for that signal on Market Cipher. That's actually how I got into this short trade this morning, right over here, because I was just on the 5-second time frame, and I saw a good short opportunity, and I took it, and I'm still in it. Turned out to be more than a scalp, right? Turned out to be a little bit more than a scalp. What is open interest? Benny Blue Eyes? Man, open interest is just our traders opening trades or closing trades. If traders are opening trades, the open interest goes up. Doesn't matter if they're long or short. If trades are opening, open interest goes up. All right? Aaron G says the market will wreck most people most of the time. Shout out to Raza. What is going on? Shout out to Aaron G. He says most are getting real bullish. We will pull back eventually, either lower than most expect or nowhere near their expectations. Yep, that's for sure. That's for sure. The hourly W formation looks bullish, says Ben. Yeah, let's check out the hourly W formation for that Ben is seeing here. We got an hourly W. Yeah, I see what you're saying. We're making a higher low into the 786. That is bullish, right? That is bullish. We're at the bottom of range. I mean, if you're going to be looking for day trade longs, this is the place to look. I'll tell you that. This is the place to look, you know? For sure. And, honestly, I do have a feeling that because it's a Monday, we can probably expect not too much volatility. I mean, literally, this morning, we came from the low, back to the high, now we're back down to the low. We can, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, even though we don't have the most bullish things in the world, expect something like this. Because we didn't have the most bearish things in the world up here either. I got in on a 5-second divergence, and it took us back down to the bottom of the range. Now we're at the bottom of the range with the same 5-second divergence. And, yeah, you know. Alright. Let's see. I do want to know if we come back down to retest that area. And also, I will pull a local fib here. All right, let's take a look at some other. Let's take a look at some other assets right now. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum kind of in the same boat as the Bitcoin. All right, we're gonna start on the daily time frame for ETH. Now, the one thing about ETH that is different than Bitcoin, I would say, is the fact that ETH is not losing its ranges, right? Bitcoin is breaking out of ranges and starting new ranges. When we take a look at ETH, even when FTX went down, she never actually made a lower low, right? ETH never made a lower low. This was June 2022. FTX went down. ETH never made a lower low. In fact, ETH has been respecting this trend line pretty well, right? And also what's interesting is ETH is respecting this support resistance flip from January 2022 pretty well, right? So ETH has what really appears to be an ascending triangle going on here, right? ETH has what appears to be an ascending triangle, and let's just, out of curiosity, right? I'm not long and I'm not telling anyone to long. We're just looking at this saying, what's the potential target of something like this, right? Now, of course, when you're trying to get it, you have to make sure your mouse works. Mine apparently is not, right? So we are talking about a $3,400 ETH. Let's pull a fib. Well, would you look at that? Would you even look at that? Would you look at that? It's our high school crush, 6 Juanita. 6 Juanita. There's a chance, guys. The romance might be spicier than a whole bunch of jalapeno peppers. There's a chance. Wow. So this is key, man. This is key right up here. Let me tell you. This is key. So let's pull another fib from the low to the high. All right. Okay. Yeah. So ETH, yeah, ETH is looking not as bearish as Bitcoin. And here's something else. The high that ETH made in April 2023, it never actually took that high, right? So we're just consolidating right here. That's overall what we really need to be aware of on ETH, because if we start to see Bitcoin range, then we can expect that these altcoins are going to start to pump like a wild woman in distress, running through the wilderness with a laundry basket on her head, looking strangely like Janet Yellen with a very toned midsection because she bought the 6-second abs from late night infomercials, and it's so easy. It only takes 6 seconds to get abs. People, I can't believe more people don't have, I can't believe everyone doesn't have abs. It only takes 6 seconds. What could be easier? Right? And so if we start to see ETH reclaim the April high, man, we could see that thing go to Pump City. We really could. If Bitcoin starts to range now inside of its, because remember, we have to understand, Ethereum is trading above the high volume node of the range. Bitcoin, what the heck? Hang on. What is going on here? I don't know. Bitcoin is back inside the bull market range. ETH is back inside the bull market range. ETH is above the high volume node. The next target based on volume for ETH is going to be that golden pocket, that $3,400-ish ETH. And so if we don't see Bitcoin get a massive pullback, if this isn't the top of a bear market rally, we could see ETH get another, at least, I would say, 14%. And if we start to reclaim this key level, 2155, look at the smooth move we had right here. Smooth move down equals a smooth move back up, right? It's like the time you went out to Taco Bell with your friends after partying all night in college, right? The Taco Bell was very smooth going down that night. But do you remember how smooth it was the next morning as well? It's just as smooth the next morning as it was that first night. There's nothing here to stop it. There's nothing to stop it. So that's quite interesting, all right? Now let's actually zoom in here. Let's go to the daily time frame. Take a look at this entire range that we've got going on here, right? Let's look at the range. Hang on. Take a look at the range. Wow. All right. So it's not just a key level support resistance, it's also the value area high of the range. If ETH starts to pull back, we know that we are looking at the value area low of the range with our lips being licked for tastiness here. Right? If Bitcoin pulls back and gets a big pullback, we are looking for ETH to come back down to the low of its range, to the $1,400 level. In my opinion, this would be an extremely bullish scenario if we see Bitcoin bounce from key support, because now we get to enter into a long trade on ETH from the golden pocket, from the value area low of the range, taking out all the liquidity, everybody who's been long from March 2023, everybody who's long from August, everybody who's been long from October, stop all those people out. And let's take a look at Market Cypher B. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine the bullish divergence we would get on the daily time frame if we got to pull back to that level? I mean, it would be the most bullish divergence in the world if we came back down to that zone. That would be absolutely insane, y'all. That would be absolutely insane. So right now, the two juiciest levels, if I was looking to swing trade Ethereum, I would be very interested in a pullback to 1400. I'm very interested in a move up to 2150. Understanding that a reclaim of 2150 potentially is now going to give us a move up to over $3,000 ETH. Now I know, people say, Jason, that's impossible, that's unlikely. Look, we cannot forget the way these coins move, guys. They move. Once they get a moving, they don't stop. You know, they really don't stop. All right, let's shout out to everybody in the chat. We got about 1,000 people in here, about 400 likes. Let's see if we can't get the likes up to the watchers. XRP is looking pumpy. Shout out to Lane Hughes in the chat. XRPP. All right, let's take a look at Ripple. Let's take a look at Ripple. Let's take a look at Ripple. How's our Bitcoin short doing? I'm expecting lower on this Bitcoin trade. All right, I'm expecting 34,743 and then 34,515. Those are my two levels of expectation right now. Those are my two levels of expectation. But first, we need to lose 34,853. That's what we need first. 34,853. We need to lose that. All right, I'm gonna take a quick check on Bitcoin before we move on to XRP, because I'm actively trading Bitcoin here, and I just want to see what's happening at this low. All right. I want to see what's happening at this low on Bitcoin. Okay, so we are seeing some longs come in. A few longs come in. That's about it here. And I still think, based on all things considered here, based on the 6 minute and upward, that more downside is coming. All right, even if we get a bounce here, I still expect more downside to come. All right, even if we get a bounce here, I still expect more downside. All right, let's take a look at Ripple. XRP on the weekly time frame, guys. All right. So XRP has broken out. Let's put this thing on log. All right. XRP has definitely broken out of this range that we were trading in from May 2022 all the way to our present day. We've broken out. We've gotten a retest. The weekly time frame looks bullish. And just based on the technical targets that we've got going on here, I would say that our next target is probably going to be the 618 fib. I know that's pretty crazy. But we've come to the 382 for a rejection. We found support on value area high. And so eventually, if all things remain bullish, especially if Bitcoin ranges and we get another massive move, I don't see why we can't see Ripple above $1. You know, I know that sounds crazy to people, but again, this is crypto, and when these things move, they move. All right. Now, let's go to a Ripple chart, because this is Binance. This goes back to 2018. That was the high. All right, so this was January 2020, November 2020. Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting. All right, let's go to the daily right now on Ripple. Let's go to the daily, and let's pull the volume that we traded over here. Okay, so we are back now inside this old value area. Yeah, I look, guys, the next target, just based on volume, based on fibs, is gonna be over $1.25. I know that sounds crazy, but that is the next target. Let's go ahead and see, like, If this is going to be bullish, where would we look for a trade? You know, the unfortunate thing is, guys, the last major long opportunity we had on XRP was right here when we came down to the Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786 retrace, right? That was the last major long opportunity that we had here. So I'm gonna go to the problem I have right now is this, guys. We're in an uptrend, right? We have a low, a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We haven't made a higher high yet. If we want to look for a long on Ripple in this uptrend, we have to wait for a higher high, right? If we're really looking for a good swing trade, we have to wait for a higher high. Why? Because we don't know if this is just going to be something like this, right? We need confirmation of another higher high and then long the pullback. This is not a good place to look for a pullback, right? So if we are looking to long this thing, we need to go to a lower time frame here. And this is in just a massive uptrend, right? It's a massive uptrend. Money flow is getting thick, right? Money flow is getting very thick. We don't have any kind of sideways range to look at to say if we come back down to the low of the range, we can look for a long. We don't really have anything like that. The only thing I see right now is a retest of this weekly level, right? If Ripple gets a move back down to retest these highs, all right, at around 62 cents, that could be our opportunity here. And if we pull a fib from the low to the high, let's pull it from the last major low. I don't know. I don't see a lot of good confluences here. But yeah, if I was looking for a long on Ripple right now, this is the place where it'd have to be, like around that 60-cent zone, to be honest with you. Because there's no real clear range, there's no real clear entry that I see here right now. The only thing I could do is wait for higher to confirm the uptrend's continuing and then look to long the pullback. Or I would have to, I would have to wait for some kind of support resistance flip, which in my opinion we only have here around that weekly. Now Bitcoin's starting to get a move again, so let's check her out. All right, Bitcoin is actually getting a little bit of a move here. She did find support on the 786. She's back inside the range, so let's see if we can't get a move up to none other than the point of control, 35,143. Let's see, 35,143. All right, 35,143. Let's see. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. You guys are awesome. We got 1,000 people in here, 400 likes. Let's see if we can't get 1,000 likes. What is confluence, Benny asks? Confluence is basically when there's more than one thing pointing to a level, saying this level is important, right? So we don't want to just long any old level. We want to long a level that has multiple confluences, right? Okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, this is a short squeeze. This move to the upside has been a short squeeze. We have not really seen new longs come in. We have seen only shorts get wrecked here. And that is why we've been getting this move to the upside. We are just below VWAP. All right, we're just below VWAP. Let's go down to our 5 second. 5 second looks like she wants to give us one more push to the upside here. Looks like she wants to give us one more push to the upside. We do have these highs right here. Let's keep our eyes on the highs. Let's keep our eyes on the highs. 35, that's a key level, 35K. It's a key psychological level here. The reason why we want to keep our eyes on the highs is because if we start to see bearish divergences forming here, we can probably expect that we're going to get a move down. Okay, we can see the 1 minute starting to top off. So let's see what happens here. This is the first resistance that we have, that we are coming up to. It's going to be this area here. In a bullish scenario, if we take these highs, then we could potentially look for a retest. shout out to Snotter. He says, love your live videos. I watch your live videos. Awesome, man. Well, God bless you. Crypto Face is still long. 30,500. Pump it. Do I still trade on Bybit? No, I don't. I don't trade on Bybit because I can't. All right? I cannot trade on Bybit. Yeah, I cannot. Unfortunately. All right, looks like we're starting to get a move back down yonder after that short squeeze. All right, let's take a look at Matic. Matic looking kind of bullish, honestly. We got a bullish divergence on the weekly. We're back inside the range. Looks like the next major target on Matic could be, yeah, around that fib level, huh? Let's pull the fib from the high on Matic to the low and see where she's coming in. That's nice. That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. Let's pull the volume on Matic going all the way back to. Yeah, so I'd say, look, the next major volume target on Matic is going to be $1. After that bullish div on the weekly, I think it's very possible. Money flow starting to curve up on the daily, I think it's possible. It really depends on what Bitcoin does. Again, if Bitcoin is not going to, like here's what's very key right now. If Bitcoin is going to dump back to 16K, these altcoins are going to put in new lows. However, if Bitcoin is simply going to range here, if Bitcoin is just going to range and we're not going to lose 30K, we are probably going to see these alts get a big move, right? We are probably going to see a lot of these altcoins get a very big move. Now, if you've already made a lot of money on altcoins buying from the lows earlier, like last month, man, if you're not taking profits, you should be taking profits, right? You can never go broke taking profit. At least take a partial profit. But, yeah. All right, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in to Matic on a lower. We've got a support resistance flip right around this zone. All right, support resistance flip right around this zone here. We are breaking out of the value area. Let's pull one last fib from this last high to the low. Okay, so yeah, we've got some resistance here on Matic at this support resistance flip, which is also the golden pocket. So here's what I would be looking for right now on Matic. If I was looking to long this thing, and it does look bullish, right? I would wait for a little bit more upside, and then I would wait for a pullback, and then I would look to long the support resistance flip. Let's see if we do. Yeah, if we come up to that golden pocket zone, then the local golden pocket is going to be right around the value area high of the range. This, in my opinion, would allow us to cool off a little bit and still long in the uptrend from a support instead of from a resistance. And then, yeah, I mean, look, if this is going to be a real breakout and we're going to hit that dollar level, that's a 15-to-1 risk reward right there. If we put it by the 786, that's still a 7-to-1 risk reward. Definitely not bad. But we're coming up to a resistance right now, and we just had on the daily a massive move to the upside. So here's the thing. I personally, I never long after a pump. You guys know I like to look for longs as we're dumping. I like to look for shorts as we're pumping. That's how you're going to get into the best risk-reward trade setups. So, you know, again, if you are in Matic from September, congratulations. Make sure to take profits. Make sure to realize some profit. We're not in this game just to watch the number go up and go down, right? We're here to make money, so make sure to take some dang profits. And then if we come up to this resistance, Once we start to get that pullback, then we need to be watching the lower time frames for any kind of entry signal, typically some kind of bullish divergence, some kind of, you know, the man boobs on SBF getting higher as the price is getting lower to key support. You know? That's what I would be looking at. Alright, back to Bitcoin. Let's see, Bitcoin on the 2-minute, how's she looking? Alright, so she didn't even tap that high. The 5-second actually never really gave a top signal there. Let's see, how's the order flow looking? Alright, we don't have lots of active participation going on right here. Open interest completely flat. We had a lot of longs get liquidated at the low. A lot of shorts squeezed, right? So there's pretty much just inactivity right now in the market. We had longs wrecked. Now we have shorts squeezed. And nobody really wants to do a dang thing right now. And I don't blame them. Because we're in the middle of no man's land right here. You know, we're in the middle of no man's land right here. Alright, so let's pull a fib from the low to the high. See what we got going on. Alright, so right now we are bouncing from the high volume node of this very mini range to the dollar. Would you look at that, guys? You know, when people say TA doesn't work, pull up a 5-second chart and ask them if TA don't work, then why are we bouncing literally from the high volume node of a 5-second range to the dollar, to the literal cent? How is this possible if TA don't work? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. If you can identify these levels and you just add a little bit of some kind of indicator that tells you to go in or not, you can do pretty well. Shout out to Shane Stein, who liked the video. Shout out to David Ridge, who says, hey bro, thanks analysis, I learned a lot from you, awesome. God bless you, David. David. Alright, awesome, we got 1,000 people in here, 500 likes. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish in the chat. Shout out to Aaron G, make a plan, execute said plan, and be accountable. That is 100% correct, my friend. That is how you're going to be profitable over time, trading these markets. Alright, that's how you're going to be profitable over time, trading these markets. Even 1 second market structure works, says Lane Hughes. I don't doubt it, my friend. I do not doubt it. Alrighty. Well, looks like we're getting a move back down, guys. Let's see if we can hit some take profits on the short. Shout out to Thomas. Shout out to Iki Weekly. Shout out to Paul. Paul says, Bitcoin reached top line of uptrend. Sorry, but Bitcoin must fall to the bottom line of trend. Shout out to you, Paul. Let's short it together, my friend. I'm short, you're short, we're all short. Oh, hey, short. Degen scalp on the toilet to win. That's the way to do it. You could use aggregated data. I don't like aggregated data. I only use Bybit. Bybit only. All right, because here's why I only use Bybit. My sponsor is Carl from the Moon, and he only uses Bybit.
Hello, I would like to get a Big Mac meal.
Yes, guys, that movie is coming out. It's not even a joke. It's for real. You could ask Carl from the Moon himself. That is going to happen, all right? That is absolutely going to happen. Alrighty. If you're not wearing your shorting shorts when you short, man, I am wearing organic cotton boxers while I short, and they are short, let me tell you. Alrighty, looks like Bitcoin wants to get another move back down, guys. Looks like she wants to get another move back to the downside. So here's what we need to look for. All right, we need to be looking for... We need to be watching the chart carefully, all right? We need to be watching the chart carefully to see either we are going to be making a higher low or a lower low. All right, I'm going to go to the 1 minute here. Let's take a look at market cipher. Let's clean this up a smidge, all right? Let's clean this up just a smidge. All right, so remember, the context is that we have come down to the 786 fib level, and we've gotten a bounce. All right, the 786 fib level, and we've gotten a bounce from it. And have we changed market structure here? The answer is no. All right, I would say no. One could say maybe now we've made a low, a higher low, a higher high, and we're gonna come in and make a higher low. All right, I don't know. So what I like to do in this situation is pull our fib. And basically, we would look for some kind of bullish sign in this area if we get the retest. Say, yeah, let's go back in, right? This could be a real bounce here from the low of the range, right? Look for something like this. Not that deep, I'm sorry. Something like this. Let's watch on our 5-second time frame, y'all. 5-second time frame, that's what we'd like to see. 5-second time frame, it's you and me, baby. All right, we're bouncing from the 382. Actually, with a bullish div on the 5-second here. 382 bounce, bull div on the 5-second. I know that's crazy. Typically, we like to wait for a little bit deeper of a retrace here, right? The 382 is nice, but we'd look for the 618. And what we would want to see is we would want to see this money flow coming down and then starting to get higher. We'd want to see the momentum waves coming down and starting to get higher like this as we come down to the box. And if we do, we could say there's actually a kind of a good chance that that we get a little bounce, that we put in a higher low. And if we don't see that, we say, you know what? There's kind of a good chance that we keep dropping, right? So it's like an if-then scenario. As we're watching the price action, we're keeping an eye on the next level that we're looking to trade. And we're saying, I'm interested in that level only if I see market cipher looking like this, right? The money flow starting to get higher. The momentum waves also starting to get higher. As we come down to the box, which is the golden pocket 786 retest, you know, we are at a 382 right now, which is a fib level. In a very bullish scenario, we would look for a bounce off 382. I don't know if this is a very bullish scenario. And also, we're not really seeing that money flow momentum divergence here, at least not yet. At least not yet. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not seeing it yet, you know. All right, Bully Barry says TP on your long on ADAS. Wondering why you counter trade crypto face? I don't counter trade crypto face. You know, I don't counter trade crypto face. I don't know what you're talking about. I literally am I've been scalping. So crypto face has been long for like what, weeks? So I'm short. I just entered a short. You know what I'm saying? I'm scalping like I'm literally trading a 1% range, guys. I'm trading a 1% range. Crypto face has been long from like 30.5K. He's been long this whole time in this bull flag, waiting for potentially a more breakout. It's not like I'm counter trading. It's not like he just went long and I just went short. You know, not like that at all, right? He's in like a swing trade. I'm like day trading, so I'm also in swing trades as well. So, you know, it's all context. I mean, as you guys know, like I'm in long trades, I'm in short trades. I'm also in long trades. I'm in multiple long trades right now. I'm also in multiple short trades. It all depends on the time frame that we're trading, you know. So it's all about the context, guys. Once you learn the power of the schlong, right, long and short at the same time, it really will change your life. Alrighty. So look, if we put in another low right here into this 382 and we've got something like this, I actually don't scalp 382s. I don't scalp 382s on the 5-second time frame. I always wait for the golden pocket. But if we were at the golden pocket and this is what we see as we come to the golden pocket, that for me is a good signal. A good signal. All right, so we've got a trigger wave printing here. Trigger waves are not the same as divergences, guys. All right, so just because you see this shape on Market Cipher, that's not a really good signal, in my opinion, especially not on a very low time frame. We want to see price make a lower low and print that signal. All right, that's really what we want to see. We want to see price make a lower low and print that signal. That's what we want to see. Right, and ideally we would get a move back down to the green box, the 618, right? And this is questionable in and of itself. This bounce is very questionable in and of itself, in my opinion, because we haven't even taken out the last lower high in the downtrend, so there's really no sign of strength here until we take out these highs. If we take out these highs, then it makes the retest much more probable. You know, right now, also, again, because of these higher term time frames here, right, the 24-minute, no divergence, just the convergence, it's making me want to stay in the short trade, guys. It's making me want to hold this short trade down to our lower targets, which are indeed going to be 34,743 and then 34,500. Alrighty. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Alright, we have bullish, apparently says Jasik Gola, we have bullish Bitcoin news. Is that true? Is that true? We have bullish Bitcoin news? I don't know. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. Yeah, guys, let's all like the stream. We got almost 1,000 people in here, 500 likes. Let's see if we can't get the 1,000 likes by the end of the stream. But guys, I do have to head out because I am going to be on Trading Wars in about half an hour. So make sure to go check out Trading Wars on the Debate Crypto channel, where we are going to be degen trading for the sake of cash prizes and entertainment. Make sure to check it out on the Debate Crypto channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell to this channel. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Even if you're not religious, may the Lord bless you. May He protect you. May He shine light upon you. May He have grace upon you. May the Lord turn His face towards you and give you wholeness. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua, God in the flesh. I pray y'all are super blessed and have a great week. And I will see everybody in the next stream. Peace.